I've never any problem talking about my sort of personal life and music.
And what impact does the location you write on have on your songwriting? Does that have anything to do with it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think... It depends, rather than a physical location, I think it depends on your mental location, you know, where you are in your mind. No, that sounds really wanky. But
where do you need to be? In what kind of state of mind?
I suppose not kind of, well, I was going to say not angry and agitated, but sometimes I have written songs where I've been angry and agitated and the writing process kind of calms me down. And
like the first song on the album, I think.
Yeah.
It's quite an angry song.
Really?
Well,
I wouldn't say angry, it was probably written more from the point of view of frustration. Frustration of just really, really wanting someone, and it's either not reciprocated or, you know, something's in the way. And all you want to do is make them feel a little bit of, you know, how you feel. So yeah, I suppose, yeah, anger is close.
It's quite harsh, I think, the song. I was thinking, what cruel thing happened that made you write such lines?
Well, I don't know that it is harsh. I think it's just human nature, and I don't think it's... I think it's good to sort of like go to the sort of the strongest side of you, and the most sort of surprising side of you, and, you know, open it out. I have never any problem talking about my sort of personal life in music, ever, but I'm like so rubbish at it when it comes to talking about it in conversation. I don't know, I find music really easy to sort of just express in.
Okay. In writing with these different kinds of songwriters, isn't it hard to keep the tracks you write in sync, you know, that they fit together as a whole?
Well, I know what you mean, but really I kind of worked with one writer mainly, being Guy Chambers, and then, you know, everything else, I'm the common thread through it, because I've worked with all the other writers. And there's only 3 more. So I wouldn't say that there's a sort of a discrepancy there. But I have to say, actually, I remember being worried about that at the start, thinking, are these songs too sort of varied and too different? And William Morbett, my producer, he really sort of helped to bring them into alignment. And then, I don't know, I found that it wasn't something that was a concern anymore. They all seemed to belong to a body of work, and that became the house.
But did you have to throw away a lot?
We recorded about, I think, 20 songs. So, yeah, as there's 12 now, we ended up throwing away about 8. But, you know, throwing away, I never think, no song is a waste, you know. Every single thing that you write is important, has a purpose, because, it lets you know, even if it's not going to make it onto an album, it lets you know what you're good at and what you're not good at. So.
Will they be coming out perhaps later?
They'll probably show up on B-sides, you know, the ones that make sense and that are part of this body of work. I think sometimes you write something and it belongs to a future body of work or the past, and so you have to kind of find the right balance and find the right placing for it.
Well, you already said something about Mike Batt. What was his role this time? Because he was involved, right?
Yeah, well, having made 3 albums with Mike, we kind of both decided at the end of the 3rd one that it was time to just sort of try a different direction and different approach. And I think I was in a very fortunate position with Mike, you know, with how we worked and all the time and, you know, energy he put into my music and that I put into it was really special. So it was important for me to sort of take all the best bits of that, you know, and bring them into this new project. There definitely was, I think, you know, I was quite concerned about not having his involvement. And the great thing was that he was so kind of happy to guide and sort of gently be involved. And so by that, he was, you know, he did the string arrangements and he kind of executive produced, so he helped me find William. And so yeah, he was still there to sort of, you know, call him up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, worrying, and he'd be like, it's okay, it'll be fine.